up, and welcome to the 6th episode of the Bull Session podcast. I cannot believe we've done 6 of these, honestly. And I'm gonna smoke a hitter because I feel fucking awkward. And Jeremiah, say something.
What's up? Welcome to the sixth episode of the Bull Sessions podcast.
So I went swimming today.
Did it go swimmingly?
It did. Fuck. But with this corona thing, everything's been closed, you know? So, like, can't go swimming around here. And also, I heard the pool's, like, closed for the entire year. I don't know about, like, everywhere. But, like, around here, I heard it's closed. Like, they aren't opening it up this summer. And, that sucks a little bit.
I guess, I don't know.
I get why, but, like, that does suck. So anyways, my parents have a pool, thank God. So I went over to their house, because yes, I live on my own, and I am not 12 years old. If you know I look like it. But I went over to my parents' house, and I swam with my sisters, and it was fucking fun. And I honestly am really missing the pools being open. And you know what else I miss being open? Although I heard it opens up in June, and I can't fucking wait, because I'm going to go the first chance I fucking get. The zoo. I know I sound like I drop acid, and I do, but I love going and looking at me some animals.
I mean, I was thinking more child than drop acid, but yeah.
No, I just love it. I like going and looking at the animals, you know? I like them, what are they? Are they, prairie dogs? Or are they meerkats? The ones that, like, just stand up?
Meerkats.
Yeah, meerkats are badass. I just really like animals.
They stand up, it's badass.
Yeah, they look like a soldier though, you know. They'd be stoic as fuck, you know.
They look kind of goofy. They're like lanky.
I love it. I love it. I'd have a pet prairie dog or meerkat. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about my great-grandpa. Jeremiah, I've told you about my great-grandpa, and also he's black, so that's why I say this, and you'll find out why I'm even mentioning Jeremiah's black in just a second. But my great-grandpa was one crazy motherfucker. Now, I never met the man. The man died in 1994. I was born in 2000. But I've heard a lot of stories about this guy, right? Because he's my great-grandpa. Anyways, he molested his children. I ain't gonna delve too much on that, but that is a thing that happened. He killed his first wife, supposedly. His parents owned a bunch of land in Wisconsin, and he was married to this lady, and she was, like, threatening to leave him. This is the story I've heard. Anyways, she was threatening to leave him, because he's, like, an abusive fucking person, right? And then, apparently, he fucking kills her. Now, this is, like, family rumors, right? Like, we don't know for sure. He was never caught. He was never convicted. But apparently, he fucking kills her and buries him on his parents' land that they have, like, hundreds of acres up in Wisconsin, right? So she's buried somewhere up there, supposedly. But, yeah, this man was also, for our county, or the county over, I should say, Edgar County. I shouldn't have said that, but whatever. Anyways, in that county, he was the, whatever the county leader is of the KKK. He was an awful fucking piece of shit. But I feel like I should mention him because he was into some wild shit too. Killed his first fucking wife. He was the fucking county leader of the KKK. He molested his fucking kids. He cut off his fingers. Because, like, he had a bunch of missing fingers because he'd get real drunk and go out into his garage and work on shit. And he'd, like, saw off his fucking hand, like, his fingers. So it's like, if as high as we get doing this podcast, and then we try to go do, like, garage fucking car work and shit, or, like, sawing wood and stuff, it wouldn't work out very well, you know?
That sounded like some Tiger King shit, honestly.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Like, he was a Klan member, he probably killed his wife, we don't know.
He also had, like, a badass coin collection that my grandpa...
in the lead there. Coin collection.
Yeah. He had a badass coin collection that my grandma gave me, and one of the fucking coins he had is an eagle cent penny. It was made in 1858. Now, to put that in perspective, that was before the Civil War. That's how old that coin is. 2 years before the Civil War. Shit like that gets me off. Speaking of coin collections, though, and this is basically just me talking to myself right now, I'm just saying. But, I always wanted to own, like, a Roman coin, you know? I always felt like that'd be so fucking cool. Right now, I got that 1858 coin in my grinder, because it's, like, my good luck coin, but if I had a Roman coin, fuck that coin. I got a Roman coin, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, that'd be in my grinder. Oh, fuck, bro. You got anything you want to talk about, man? That's pretty much all I got to talk about, honestly. We might just go into videos now.
Shit, I don't know. Do I have anything?
Oh, I smoked 10 joints yesterday. That was interesting. I came over to Jeremiah's, and he tell him how much does Snoop Dogg smoke.
Oh, apparently Snoop Dogg smokes 18 blunts a day.
The joint papers I have, a blunt would be about a quarter more weed than the joint would be. So, add a quarter to every one of those joints, and then add 8 more joints, right?
Yeah.
And then that's how much you have Snoop Dogg smoking. Anyways, I smoked 10, and I also had 3 bong bowls, and I had a few hitters throughout the day, right? After that 10th fucking joint, dude, I was out.
Literally.
I legit got up, and I almost didn't say bye. I was like, oh, I'm leaving, man. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, I've definitely been there. Just too high. I think I was drunk and high and went to like one of my homeboys' houses, and he was like, "Oh, let's order pizza." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Pizza came, I ate like a slice, and I just got up and was like, "I gotta leave." And my friend was like, "Okay," and I was like, "All right." I fucking left. You've heard this story.
Yeah.
I'm walking home. It's kind of cold, but I have a jacket. So I guess I have trouble putting that shit on. I called my friend. I'm like, "Yo, meet me at this place and just like help me home."
Oh, dude, I remember that. I remember you coming home.
Literally, and she was like, "Bro, when I saw you, your jacket was inside out.
Yeah.
You had one arm in a sleeve. The rest was draped over your shoulder, and it was also upside down."
What the fuck? That reminds me of an acid story. I don't know if I told it on the podcast, but if I did, fuck you. I'm telling it again because it's an okay story. Anyways, I'm like on acid. It's winter, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like winter 2018, I believe. So I'm 18 years old on acid, walking down the street. I like walking when I'm on acid. I like going, even when it's nighttime. I like going out and looking at the world. It really changes my perspective on things. Sometimes it's a fucking never-ending nightmare whenever I'm tripping, but that's usually on mushrooms. Usually acid's an easygoing drug for me. Anyways, I'm warm as fuck, right? Because acid raises the internal temperature of your body, right? So I take off my coat with snow everywhere around, middle of fucking winter. I wrap it around my fucking waist and tie it, right, like a lame-o. And there's these drunk college kids, because we live in a college town, and they're like a block and a half behind me on the other side of the street. Now, when you're on acid, you can hear things more clearly than you've ever heard them in your entire fucking life. And it's not a hallucination. They've done brain scans that have proved this shit, right? Your visual acuity is better on acid. Parts of your brain will communicate to other parts of your brain that haven't communicated in decades since you were a child. That kind of wacky shit happens on acid. So anyways, my hearing's really fucking good, right? And my visual perception is really fucking good. So obviously I noticed these drunk, loud-ass college kids right away. They happen to notice I'm not wearing my jacket, right? They start talking, hey, that guy looks really geeked up there. Now, anyways, the whole point of the story is, it was amazing to me that I could hear that far back and hear their conversation. And I knew it was about me, and I could hear exactly what they were saying about me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just thought that was amazing. And fast forward a little bit, I'm walking up the street. I'm pretty close to my house at this point. They were over by a park, you know the park,
Yeah.
the one that's by our house. So I'm walking down that street, you know.
Yeah.
I'm walking up it towards those apartments, you know. Anyways, I think they turn off into apartments or whatever. I don't really pay too much attention to them. I'm just focused on getting home because now I'm thinking, they notice I'm geeked the fuck out. I'm not wearing my coat because I'm warm as fuck and I don't want to put it on, right? I'm just thinking, hopefully a cop doesn't show up, right? Anyways, walking up the street, probably about a block away from my house. I'm legit across the street from the vending machine at those apartments. So
Yeah.
I'm like on the street to our house, right? It's literally 2 houses down. Cop drives by. Now, you can tell when like someone circles the block because all you have to do is look and then you can see what street they take, and based on what street they take, you know what streets are, especially with cops, you know. That cop circled the block. So I ran to the door and I pounded on that fucking door because it was locked and I forgot my keys. And then Aaron and Izzy fucking came up and they're like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "A cop." And then I like ran into my room and shit and hid. But yeah. Shit fucking, wear your coat. That's just the lesson.
Wear
in
your
that.
coat when you trip.
Yeah, wear your coat when you trip and it's winter outside because you look sketchy.
Yeah.
Especially looking, oh my god, I was sweating and shit too.
I mean, maybe don't go out like
I
when you
love
can't
it.
really hide it. Like, it's winter and you're like, damn, I really don't need this coat. But like, if I'm wearing a coat and I see a motherfucker in a t-shirt just chilling, just like, it's like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wasn't the brightest kid, I'm still not. But apparently you guys watch my shit. You got anything else you need to talk about?
Nah.
Alright, let's move into the video segment. We're going to start out with news this time because I'm trying to structure it a little bit more.
Yeah. Working on that.
Let's see. Yeah, we need to have like fucking like outros and shit for that stuff, like news, you know.
Just news.
Yeah, the news segment, and then after that we'll get into some random ass videos, right? Also, where is that little? Oh, there it
Hey
is.
folks, I'm Joe Biden.
Oh, well, we got a Joe Biden ad before a Joe Biden video.
I'd like to ask you to join my campaigns. As I said time and again today, Willie actually.
We watched a little bit of this before the podcast, but yeah, Trump mocks Biden for wearing mask on Memorial Day. I have some thoughts about this. I don't know if Jeremiah does, but just pause the video if you want to say something.
Yeah.
Biden can wear a mask, but he was standing outside with his wife, perfect conditions, perfect weather. They're inside, they don't wear masks, and so I thought it was very unusual that he had one on. He's a fool, an absolute fool to talk that way. I mean, every leading doc in the world is saying we should wear a mask when you're in a crowd.
Masks don't prevent you getting sick. They prevent other people from catching what you have. That being said, these are two presidential candidates and they're arguing about someone wearing a mask in the midst of a pandemic.
This is some high school girl shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, you weren't wearing a mask. What a slut.
Yeah. Oh, you
I'm surprised.
wearing a mask.
I'm
What
surprised
the
Trump
fuck?
hasn't called any. Has he called anyone a slut? It'd
Probably.
be weird. Yeah.
He's
It'd be weird
probably-
if he didn't.
Yeah, he's definitely called someone a fucking slut. I've called someone a slut. I'll name 3 people right now.
You're not the president. No. This is the president.
I bet Obama's called someone a slut.
Like,
Not-
I'm talking about on TV. I feel like Trump has probably called someone a slut on TV.
Probably.
And it just got lost in the other bullshit that he's fucking said.
But yeah, that being said, I don't give a fuck that Joe Biden wants to wear a mask. If he wants to wear a fucking mask in the midst of a global pandemic where 100,000 people have died, I think only in America, but it might be worldwide. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just saw something today that says coronavirus reaches 100,000 deaths. which that might just be the fucking
I think that
US.
was America. I think that was
yeah,
just
that might
America.
just be the fucking US. Yeah, I don't give a shit if you want to wear a mask. Personally, I don't wear a mask because I think they look goofy. But that being said, I don't care if you wear a mask.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that big of a deal, and I understand your fear around it.
But also, he's just like, he was wearing a mask when he was outside.
Yeah.
But when he was inside, it was like, well, yeah. What?
Like, yeah, and even so, like, who gives a shit? Like, maybe he's a little paranoid. Like, if it was inside and he was around his close family and friends, right, and that's when he was wearing the mask, I don't.
Yeah, you know, in a crowd, you know.
But, like, let's say he's just, like, at home chilling with his wife, and he wants to wear a fucking mask. That's some, like, Howie Mandel shit, but...
Yeah, how do you eat pussy? Put a mask on.
But, like, that's your prerogative, you know what I'm saying?
President Trump and Joe Biden yesterday on the issue of masks.
Well, and, you know, it wasn't just that clip, that back and forth. Donald Trump yesterday, Willie, actually mocked a reporter for wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And accused...
How could the president... Like, the president knows we're in a global pandemic, and honestly, if I was the president and I had that level of responsibility and I didn't have a fucking YouTube channel, even though I have those opinions of you looking silly with that fucking mask on, in the midst of a global pandemic, I don't know if I would be out there mocking people wearing masks. I don't think I would say anything about it if I viewed it negatively, but you shouldn't be discouraging people from wearing masks in the midst of a global pandemic. I think it's silly, and I think, like, you look silly wearing it, but if you've got a cold or whatever, go ahead and wear a mask. If you're just a little scared of it, go ahead and wear... You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, I guess... I don't know. I guess there's a lot of protests about trying to get back to work and all this. Maybe he's, like, kind of pandering to them. Like, yeah, this is just bullshit. Even though, like... Well, initially he was like, this is bullshit. Then he was like, no, this is serious.
And now
I guess now he's like,
bullshit,
this is bullshit. I thought it was bullshit initially, the first time.
Right.
Like,
just turned out I was right all along. Like, what the fuck?
I just had to change my mind a few times. But I got right around to right.
But, I mean, even after, like, we're opened up and shit, it's probably still a good idea for some people to wear masks.
100%, yeah.
Honestly, like, if you have a cold and you're wearing a mask, like, I would never do it personally, because I don't give too much of a shit about you. But if you wanted the type of people to have empathy, then, you know, wear a fucking mask if you got a cold. That's not a bad habit to have. That's actually a really nice habit to have.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. Wear condoms.
I can't even believe it. Well, I can't believe it, of course. I can believe a lot of things. Accused him of being, quote, politically correct for doing what his administration, his White House, his doctors said was the responsible thing to do. Again, not just to protect yourself, but to protect others.
Again, Trump changed his mind, bro. I don't understand what you don't get about that, dude. Like,
yeah, like what?
Like, come on.
You get used to this.
Right, like, what the fuck, bro? We
better get used to it.
We've had 4 years of it. Yeah, and we better get used to it because you're going to have another 4 years of it. So, yeah. And that being said, me and Jeremiah aren't Trump supporters. We just recognize that Joe Biden's a fucking demented... He isn't there in the head.
Yeah, I mean, Trump's...
Not there in the head in a different way.
Yeah.
But... He's a more viable candidate than Joe Biden, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna accidentally.
And by viable, I mean, like, he's a more viable candidate in the fact that he's probably gonna win.
He's the shinier of two shits.
Yeah.
So now, wearing a mask, doing something that slows down the spread of the coronavirus by 80%, 85% perhaps, is politically correct. Doing something that helps businesses open and stay open is politically correct. That's extraordinarily reckless. Of course, he's reckless every day in a lot of ways, but this is the way He's being reckless that endangers lives.
All right, I think we get it.
Listen, you got to come.
This one is how Biden's "You ain't black" comment unfolded. And Jeremiah has a lot to say about this.
See us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
Again, just pause it whenever you want to talk about it, because I know you got a lot to talk about at any point during the video.
Yeah. I will. It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP's endorsed me every time I've run. The world.
Oh my God. Just the pandering.
Yeah.
The Hillary Clinton pandering.
He's like the NAACP. What is
NAACP.
it? Yeah. NAACP. God damn, I can never say that.
NAACP.
They supported me. Fucking all this shit. All these black people love me, right?
But also, it's just like, if you don't support me, you ain't black. Again, some teenage girl shit. It's like, no, like,
yeah.
What? As Charlemagne the God
I'm sure
said,
a lot
like,
of black people do support Joe Biden, but I'm sure a lot don't, because you can't like put groups together like that. All because someone's black doesn't mean he has the same opinion as another black.
And then you just come up with this, like saying, like, oh, like we're it's a black guy and a white guy have a podcast.
Even if he's a black Democrat, that doesn't mean he's gonna vote for you. That doesn't mean shit. These politicians need to stop fucking thinking, oh, they got their fucking vote because, oh, this guy's Hispanic. Oh, this guy's black. Oh, this guy's a Democrat. He's got my fucking... No, you don't. You have to fucking support the things that we support.
Literally.
Yeah. Like, that's how politics work.
I'm a Democrat,
motherfucker.
so, other black people. It's like, no, like, that's not...
Yeah.
You can't be, like, not a good, intelligent, all-there person and then be like, well, the reason you're not supporting me, you're just not black. I have the authority to take your black card. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, come on. Take a look at the record.
I've been critical of you. I have a few things I want to talk to you about this.
I know you have.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
No, I don't. That's why I want to get to know you today. I want to get to know you.
Damn, chill.
Joe Biden, I don't agree with what he just said, actually. The fact where he's like, no, I don't know you. I mean, you don't know him personally, but Joe Biden is, like, a public figure.
Yeah, well, I guess he meant, like, I don't know you personally.
Yeah.
Which is why he, like, in the beginning, he was, like, inviting them to, like,
but, like,
New York
I'm just
and shit.
saying, like, you say a lot of things publicly. Like, we know who you are, you know what I mean? Like, we know what you stand for. We know what you actually stand for, which is the establishment fucking money that you take. Right,
but he got support from the NAACP. Like,
yeah, I bet he makes hefty donations as well.
Today, I want to talk to you about mostly black stuff.
I get overwhelming support from the black leadership, young and old. Every poll shows me way ahead.
And black people.
That doesn't mean you automatically have the black vote, or even if you have the majority black vote, that doesn't mean you get every fucking black person to vote for you. You have to stand for things that people believe in for some people to want to vote for you. Now, granted, some people just vote R every fucking time because they're Republican. Some people just vote Democrat every time because they're a Democrat.
Fair, yeah.
I'm not like that. I'm not voting unless, like, there's, like, a good third-party candidate. And I know they ain't gonna fucking win. I'm just saying, like, me not voting is more me protesting the fucking candidates. Because it's basically a two-man race. You got shit salad, and then you got a shit sandwich, right? Now, which do you want?
You want bread or you want lettuce? Like, you're getting shit either way, but...
Right.
People saved your political life in the primaries this year. They have things they want from you, and one of them is a black woman running mate. What do you say to them?
What I say to them is that I'm not acknowledging anybody who is being considered, but I guarantee you there are multiple black women being considered. We've seen it more clearly now. In a black majority county, they're 6 times more likely to die in a pandemic than a white county. They're disproportionately uninsured in the African American community, disproportionately make up the essential jobs that they can't Do it home.
Damn, Joe Biden, you know what'd be really fucking cool? Medicare for all. Something Joe Biden doesn't fucking support.
Yeah, solutions. That would
Yeah,
be cool.
actual solutions to those fucking problems. And not only would that help African American communities, that would also help poor white people, poor Hispanic people. That would help everyone.
Help everyone who needs it.
Like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
They're risking their lives every day. Enough's enough.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So now the next video. That Joe Biden's a retard. So is Donald Trump, to be fair.
Please don't come close.
This one, again, a lot to say. White woman hysterically calls police to report African American threatening her and her dog. Yeah.
Taking pictures, calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops. Please don't come close.
And I'm taking pictures, calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Okay, so
Some clarification to what's going on in this situation.
basically, dude was bird watching.
Right.
Bitch didn't have a dog on the leash, and he's like, "Yo,
There's legit like a sign. I don't know if you could see it, but we watched a news thing about it as well before the podcast, and the sign said something about like have your dog on a
yeah."
leash.
I mean, it's the
and
Central Park.
Keep it away.
Central
Right.
Park. This is
Yeah.
public place. Most places you have
And
to
there's
have,
like sections where dogs aren't allowed and sections where dogs are allowed.
yeah.
Anyways, this is a section where like people like to go and watch birds because they're in New York City and they don't have a lot of birds there besides pigeons.
This is a white pigeon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the fact that she's like, she threatens, I'm going to call the police and tell them.
And
an
he's
African
legit just
American,
confronting her because, like,
her dog's not on a leash.
yeah, and the dog should be because he's scaring away the goddamn pigeons.
Let me tell y'all something. Black people don't fuck with dogs that ain't theirs. Even if it's your friend dog, we be like, hey, we will ask, your dog bite?
Yeah.
That's one of the first things we'll ask. Oh, you got a dog? Do we bite? We don't really fuck with dogs. So all he asked was like, yo, put it on the leash because I'm going to fuck your dog up if you run up on me. Just saying. Like,
And then she legit, like, I'm gonna call the police because an African American is threatening me.
and like,
She legit says African American too, and I think that's hilarious.
and that's one thing if she's on the, and I'm not, supporting it, but like if she's on the phone and is describing the person who's doing what the fuck he's not doing, by the way, if she's describing that, that's somewhat like when you talk to police, you like describe a motherfucker like, oh,
Right.
this person was white, he was Hispanic.
But the
he
way
was-
she said it.
But it's the fact that she warned him. She wasn't on the phone describing. She said, I'm going to call the police and tell them an African American man is threatening me.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, that part was unnecessary. Like,
Yeah.
in that, like, but yeah. Also, pay attention to the dog.
And also, the guy was like, call the police. He wasn't doing anything fucking wrong. Like,
Literally. Like,
he was like, go ahead. I'm not doing anything wrong.
also, pay attention to the dog while this is all going on. Just,
He's just saying.
yeah.
Would you please stop? Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop.
She asked him to stop, I'm guessing filming her?
Yeah, start recording picture.
Let's
shit,
just
yeah.
say laws right here. He can record whatever the fuck he wants in Central Park. He could zoom in up on your ass. That's
I mean,
legal.
probably not. Zoom up on.
I think that's legal, isn't it? It's a public place.
I don't know. You can't like. Isn't that like sexual harassment if you're like zooming in on like?
I just wanted to see
some
what her
titties or
pants
some
look
shit.
like.
I don't think that'll hold up in court, but I'm not a lawyer.
I don't know, but you can definitely record someone in public. That's legal. You're being recorded all the fucking time. There's probably hidden cameras in Central Park.
In the birds.
There's definitely hidden fucking cameras in Central Park.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking pictures, calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
This smug bitch.
Also-
like the tone.
Also, this dude have like video of what's going on.
Literally, like,
So like, yeah.
fucking fucking Karens. We not typically calling like random regular.
I'm surprised.
Motherfuckers
I'm
Karen.
surprised she didn't say, "I'm gonna call your gang member's manager."
Gang members manager. Give it time. It'll come up.
What the fuck?
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm in the ramble.
Yeah, that dog be spazzing out.
Yeah, she's choking the fucking dog.
Yeah.
And yet,
There's a man out.
and yet the black dude is threatening her and her
Right.
dog. Like, what?
Dog's like, oh, Eric Garner type shit.
Looking at him like, yo, bro, help me. Beat her ass. You standing there, just videotaping.
African American who's a feisty woman. He's recording me and threatening me and my
That dog was just trying to sell cigarettes, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
dog. There is an African American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my.
That dog was really just trying to tell some cigarettes.
The dog was just whimpering. He's like, he's threatening me and my dog. Dog's like,
And the cops on the line are like, "Oh shit, we'll be there right away." That was all part of her plan. She starts beating on her dog, like, "Help!" Fucking wailing
oh
on
my
it and
gosh,
shit.
what is it? Family Guy. Dude's like, I'm.
Officer
Meg,
down.
no, Meg like asked the dude for prom. He's like, oh, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
His brother's like, I'm sorry, I would go, but
My brother's dead. Yeah.
oh.
I was thinking of the one where, like, there's that officer and he rolls up on a black guy and he, like, is like, "Oh, shit." And then the black guy's like, "Oh, here's my license and registration." And the guy, like, "Oh, shit, he shot me. Officer down, officer down." Yeah, and he's like, "Need more units."
I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
Holy shit, she is hysterical. Holy shit.
Fucking Karens, man. Like, Jesus.
That is not a proper reaction to what's going on. A proper reaction is, "Oh, sorry about that. I'll go over here."
Oh, damn, let me put the leash on the dog, walk a little bit away, then just take him back the fuck off this leash, because fuck you. Like, if she really felt that way.
Right.
Like, she really did not have to do this.
Right.
Like,
I'm in Central Park in the ramble. I don't know.
Thank you.
Like, she put the leash on before the cops got there because that's illegal.
oh my, just,
Yeah, and then she could have just put the leash on.
Also, this bitch got fired from her fucking job. Because they were like, oh, we don't support this. This is, I forgot what, it was some firm place. I don't know, like, exactly where, but yeah, she definitely got, like, fired.
Because of this?
Yeah, like, pretty much, she's literally, like, just hysteric and is, like, threatening to call the cops, which, you know, why would she mention?
But, like, what was her job? And does this have anything to do with her job?
Nah, she, like, worked in some firm, but, like...
I don't know. I don't see why she should be fired.
I feel like she's racist.
So, that doesn't...
And I don't think racists should really have...
But this is, like, you can have those opinions, in my opinion.
I don't think you can have that opinion and work a good amount of jobs. Like, if you're racist and you're whatever,
But
if
like,
you work at a...
But, like, what's the reason she got fired? You know what I'm saying? Is the reason she got fired this video, or was she being negligent at work?
It was this video, honestly.
Then she shouldn't get fired. That's no reason.
I don't think you should be allowed to keep your job. If, like...
I
If
think
you
a
are
lot of
racist
people
and
disagree
you have...
with you on that.
If
Yeah,
you're
on this
racist,
channel,
you
I
should...
mean.
I don't care. If you're racist, no. Like, there's jobs that, like, you absolutely should not have.
I'm
you
just
should not
saying,
be...
I don't agree with that at all.
You think your teachers should be racist?
I don't...
Your cops? Like, no.
Do I think they should be in a perfect world?
Well, no. I get that. But, like, if you are...
people are racist, and in America, some people are racist, and, like, if like, a viral video comes out of you, I don't think you should be expelled or fired or anything like that, because, like, how the fuck is that fucking viral video supposed to fuck... Like, even if you are racist, like, how does that help the person, you know what I mean? That doesn't help the racist.
How do you help a
help
racist?
them look past their ignorance.
How do you help a racist, then? Exactly.
I don't know, help them look past their ignorance. There was that, what was his name? He was on Joe Rogan. He went to the those KKK things.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name, but I know who you're
something
talking
Davis. Right?
It's not ringing a bell. I know who you're talking about. I don't know the name, like, at all, though.
Anyways, this man, black guy, he's like a musician. He's a lot of things, actually. Pretty cool dude, honestly. Check out the Joe Rogan thing. I don't know his name, but just look up Joe Rogan, KKK guy. He'll probably come up.
Yeah.
Anyways, he'd, like, go and actively search out to, like, KKK leaders, and then he'd, like, start talking to them, and eventually went over their trust a little bit, and bit by bit, these KKK members, one by one, gave up the KKK. Now, what I'm saying is, all because she, like, was racist and shit in this video, she racist, and I'm going to say she's racist, and I'm going to call her out for being racist. Should she be fired for her job? I don't agree with that. I don't see why she should be fired unless she was being negligent at her job. You know what I'm saying? Like, her having an opinion, like, as long as she ain't being racist on the job.
But how do you prove that? Is what I'm, like, if you are racist, it's kind of hard to then prove that you are not racist or you don't have a bias or you don't see, you know, if you see people as inferior than this type of people. Like, the ramifications of that, if you're, whatever, a fucking teacher and you have black students, like, and motherfuckers typically will believe the teacher over the student because that's an adult, that's authority, and...
What, did she work in a law firm?
Some firm. I don't know if it was law. I think it was... I don't know. I honestly don't know, but...
I don't know, man. I can see your points. I can see why having a teacher... If, like, a video of a teacher went viral and she, like, be saying, like, the N-word and shit, right? I could see why you wouldn't want to have her in your school. But also, I'm like, that didn't happen at school. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was in her own private time, her expressing her free opinion. Like, her free speech. Like, she was being hysterical and being a retard or whatever, but that was still kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
I just don't agree, but I see your point.
Alright, I see your point too, but I respectfully disagree with you. So I guess that was our first debate, by the way.
Hey, guys.
This next one, unborn babies are children, not a choice. Jeremiah thinks, if I say anything that is, like, contradictory to your actual views, just say so. But we were talking about it before the podcast, and from what he said, basically what I got was... He believes a woman has a right to choice and that she should have the right to abortion. However, he doesn't feel that strongly about it because he's not a woman and he's more focused on, like, that's not my issue. Let's focus on shit that's my issues, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm there for you. I'm with you, but, like, you know...
He supports the choice thing, but he don't feel passionately about it.
Well, it's not my argument. That's a woman's issue. I will support you, but, like, it's not... I feel like I don't have much of a place in that argument, basically.
Yeah. But, yeah, anyways. Unborn babies are children, not choice. Anyways, I support abortion. Yeah. Like, if you don't have the financial means of taking care of a child, or you don't want to take care of a child, then who are you to take care of a fucking child? You know what I'm saying? The abortion should be there. Because if a mother doesn't want to take care of a child, that child's going to be neglected and it's going to live an awful life and it might as well be fucking dead anyways.
Neglected or, like, just mentally fucking abused because, you know...
And then it's fucked up for life.
Literally.
And in terms of financial shit, I mean, the parents might love the kid, but, like, it could be hungry. Like, shit happens, bro, and life is a scary fucking place.
Yeah.
And ways out of horrible situations like that should exist.
Do you ever wonder why lawmakers who claim to be pro-life make it so hard to live life? They love the unborn, but once you're past the birth canal, get a job. Okay, let's get something straight. A woman's uterus isn't a potluck, and if it was, then men are the kind of guests that only bring paper plates. The day it should be necessary to get consent from the father is the day we invent the male uterus. We'll call it the deuterus. Until then, our body's our choice.
Is ending the life of a human fetus moral? Let's begin.
That doesn't matter.
As far as that argument...
That was a shitty argument.
Yeah, but as far as, like... that does get complicated because you can abort. I respect, you know, saying your right to abort, but then also I'm just like, well, if you keep the baby, you can get me for child support. Like at that point don't have the choice anymore.
So basically, my opinion on that is I believe in financial abortion. It's not a thing, obviously, because child support exists. But like, let's say you get a chick pregnant. You guys talk about abortion. She decides, I don't want to get an abortion. I'd like to keep the child. You're like, I honestly really don't want to have a child in my life. I don't want to be a father. I think you have the right to abandon that motherfucker. like what? Like, you... All because she wants to keep it, I have to have a kid in my life and I have to pay for it? No. That being said, I ain't planning on having fucking kids.
Same, yeah.
So, there's that. Oh yeah, before we get started with that, mention that vasectomy shit.
Oh, okay, so I do not want kids for, I don't know, personal reasons. And so I for a few years, I'm like, I'll just get a vasectomy, and then I just won't, I'll be very less likely to have kids. Like, you can still possibly have kids on vasectomy, but it's, like, a lot less likely. And I was, like, looking into it, and typically doctors won't do that if you're under 35, don't have kids already. Like, you have to go, like, you really have to, like, speak with them, which I do understand that, like, there's some issue with, like, there's issue with that, like, as far as abortion as well, but, which, again, support your right, but at the same time, like, that is also my choice if I don't want to have, and they're like, oh, well, you might
preventing,
and they're like, oh, you might regret it.
Also, I personally do not want a vasectomy because I don't want my balls snipped. That being said, I still don't want kids. But yeah. And also, I'm stupid because I don't wear condoms.
Oh my god.
So, there's all that going on. But I don't want kids, so if I have one, it'll be a mistake. So I definitely want abortion to be there because, again, I don't want fucking kids, and I do a bunch of stupid shit, and I'm a young teenager, right?
Yeah, literally.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not a young teenager. I'm 19, and I'm turning 20 in, like, a few weeks. But, the point is, I'm young, dumb, full of cum, and I'm ready to fucking spread it out everywhere, right? So, like, yeah, you gotta have abortion there, bro. Like,
yeah. And, I don't know, like, if I regret, like, getting the vasectomy,
man, I
just
made it sound like I was gay as shit. By full of cum, I meant my balls are full of cum.
No, it's a phrase, young, dumb, and full of cum.
Yeah, but I've also heard it, like, young, dumb, full of cum is in, like, you getting fucked so much that you, like, full of cum. You know what I'm saying?
I've never heard that.
I heard it for, like, blonde chicks. So, like, I just wanted to say, it's my balls. My balls are full of cum. You know what I'm saying? Like...
No, I'm with you, keep going. Yeah.
It's balls. Yeah. But, also, is ending the life of a human fetus moral? That's not really the question at hand, but let's put it like this. Is it more moral for you to let that fetus fucking grow up into a child that's abused day in and day out by parents that don't love it and don't want it? No, that ain't moral.
With this question, does the human fetus have any value and any rights?
Hell yeah, it's got value. It's fucking, stem cells. Does it have any rights? No. It's a parasite, actually.
I mean, I don't know. If you, what is it? If you kill a pregnant woman, that's double murder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like,
but no, I'm saying, like, does it have any rights? Like, no, the mother has rights. But I also agree, like, laws like that should exist where if you... Because that's a gruesome-ass murder.
Yes, very much so.
But, in terms of rights, I'm saying more the host has rights. You know what I'm saying? Because I view a fetus as a parasite, honestly. It's the worst parasite you could ever have.
Now.
Also, I've heard it's one of the most rewarding parasites you can ever have. I don't know about all that malarkey, but...
I don't know, tapeworms, you know. It's not a weight.
Yeah, dude.
It's a tie.
Honestly, like... I love foot fungus a lot more than I like babies, but what the fuck?
It's a scientific fact that a human fetus is human life. Those who argue that the human fetus has no rights say that a fetus is not a person.
Yeah, it's not yet. It's a fetus. It's not it's not alive. I mean, it is alive, but it's not alive at the same fucking time. It wouldn't be alive if the mother died. It cannot live on its own.
I mean, at a certain point.
At a certain point, it can.
Yeah.
But, and also, I don't believe in, I'm actually more moderate on the abortion thing. I do believe in a woman has a right to choose.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think there's a time limit. I think after the baby develops the nervous system, put it up for adoption. I don't think you should have, once it can feel pain, that's a whole different ballpark, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree, yeah.
But in terms of, like, fetus can't feel fucking pain before the nervous system is developed. Even at, like, some people are like, the heart is developed at 3 weeks, or whatever the fuck it is. I don't think it's 3 weeks. 8 weeks, or whatever the fuck it is. I don't care if your heart's developed. If it can feel pain, that's where I'm at, right? But yeah.
But even if you believe that, it doesn't mean the fetus has no intrinsic value or no rights. There are many living beings that are not persons that have both value and...
What the fuck is intrinsic value? Like, value that's just like...
I don't necessarily believe that anything has intrinsic
that's what
value.
I'm saying.
We give it value.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that, like, I don't believe, like, anything has value.
Intrinsic means, like, it's always there no matter what.
It's an absolute, right? Like...
Yeah, I don't believe in that.
Yeah,
no.
I believe we figure that out, which I'm not, like, a nihilist, but I do believe shit has value, but, like, what I think has value might not be that for the other person, so...
I think things have value, too, but, like, in terms of, like, intrinsic, where thing is absolutely... Oh, that's... Gold is absolutely value. No, it's not. It's a shiny rock, and you're a hairy ape, and you think it's pretty. So shit like that. No, I don't think anything has any intrinsic value. And you want to talk about stem cells? Sure, that kid's got value. You want to talk about, say, the kid's born, and it, like, the parents love it, and it becomes a respectable member of society. Sure, that child has value. But in certain situations where abortion is necessary, it should be available to women.
Safely, otherwise they, like, go
or
to
what
places...
if a woman's raped? That's the old fucking thing. What if a woman's raped? You gonna make her have that kid's kid? Or that guy's kid, right?
What if it's a teenager? You know, not to... I don't know.
Yeah, what if it's a 17-year-old girl? Like, and she has her whole life ahead of her, and she doesn't want to have a kid yet because she knows she's not fucking ready, right? I would have been abortion, just saying, but because my mom was 17, and she definitely wasn't ready to have me. But it should be there because I don't want to be alive, and it should have happened to me.
Would it have been like a doctor, stairs, like what?
Oh no, they tried a coat hanger.
Few punches.
Remember that scene in Family Guy? I love Family Guy.
What is it? Ye Olde Abortion Clinic?
No, I wasn't thinking of that one. But I was thinking of, like, Peter's like, "Hey Lois, you pregnant?" And she's like, "No," and he pushes her down the stairs. Like, what the fuck?
Rights. Dogs and other animals, for example. And that's moral argument number one.
Dogs also don't have intrinsic value. I love dogs. Jeremiah can fucking tell you about that.
Yeah.
I fucking love dogs. Again, as much as I love dogs, some people don't. And why don't they? Because they don't have intrinsic value.
I went to like another country. Yeah, the dogs are literally there to guard shit. And that's it. They're not pets. They don't fuck with dogs. They just there to guard shit. They don't have, like, they think it's kind of weird that Americans, like, really be having dogs in their house and, like, hugging on them. Like, them dogs be outside the whole time.
Yeah.
Like,
also, not to mention, some countries eat dogs. China's always an example, but it's actually mainly Korea. But yeah.
A living being doesn't have to be a
That being said, there are certain parts of China that do eat dogs.
person in order to have intrinsic moral value and rights. When challenged with this argument, people usually change the subject to the rights of the mother, meaning the right of a mother to end her fetus's life under any circumstance, for any reason, and at any time in her pregnancy.
I don't believe in that. I think under any circumstance is fine. Like, even if, like, you guys are financially well off, you guys can afford a kid, you guys, whatever, you guys love each other, maybe a kid would be a blessing in your fucking life. If you still don't want to have a fucking kid, I don't think you should have a fucking kid, and you should have the right to an abortion. And also, for any reason, that's the same thing under any circumstance. Now, at any time in the pregnancy, I don't agree with. Again, before the nervous system is developed.
Yeah.
Is that moral? It is.
Yeah, I think it's pretty moral. Do you think that's moral? Well, honestly, like, what the fuck is this whole shit about morality? Like, that's not really what I'm focused with. Like, I don't think most laws should be based around morality. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's murder and thieving and shit like that, but then there's, like, shit like this where it's, like, a moral gray area, and I don't think we should focus on the fact that it's a moral gray area. I think we should focus on the fact of what's going to bring about more harm and what's going to bring about more good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, is there a way to do this safely? Is there a way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of, like, just...
And also,
you know,
you make abortions illegal, it goes black market, and then you got black market doctors performing. And then it becomes
Literally.
more dangerous. Way more dangerous.
Only
For both the mother and the, like, everyone involved. Like...
if we believe that the human fetus has no intrinsic worth. But in most cases, nearly everyone believes.
I'd like to point out that this guy's channel, I think I may have covered him in the past. I may not have, but I've been watching him for a few years. I like how he's called Prager University. Dude, you don't run a university. you run a YouTube channel. The dude's name is Dennis Prager. Like,
yeah, I've never watched the videos, but I would see it, and I legit just thought it was a university, and this is just their YouTube.
It's not.
And I was like, oh, okay.
But if you watch their videos, though, apparently they give you a diploma in the mail. And no, I'm just joking. Some diploma mill shit. No, I'm just joking about that. But
The human fetus.
yeah, you don't run a university. So I don't know why your channel is called Prager University. And also, you don't teach much about anything, honestly.
Has essentially infinite worth and an almost absolute right to live. When?
What the fuck is infinite worth?
Yeah.
That sounds worthless at a certain point, if it's infinite. Like...
Oh, God damn it. Fucking Snapchat. Fucking texting me during a goddamn... That pissed me off a little bit. So if you my friend and you watch... That also pissed me off a little bit. For those watching, my phone just fell in between the crack and the table.
I mean, I'm not watching, but...
But if any of my fucking friends are watching this shit, right, don't fucking text me late at night. I guess they don't know when I'm recording. Text me whenever you want, but don't fucking be mad if I get pissed off at you.
When a pregnant woman wants to give birth. Then society and its laws regard the fetus as so valuable that if someone were to kill that fetus, that person could be prosecuted for homicide. Only if a pregnant woman doesn't want to give birth do many people regard the fetus as worthless.
No, it's not worthless. There's stem cells, again.
My
But, again, it's not necessarily that the fetus is worthless. It's more that, it being alive, it being born is more of a detriment to the mother, or like it'd be more, or even the baby.
Yeah,
it'd be more of a detriment for the baby or the mother or what the fuck ever is going on. So it's not necessarily that it's worthless, and your argument is bullshit. And I think we've explained enough on this fucking topic. On to the next video. I think we're gonna skip it this time.
Okay,
So we're gonna play. Oh, no, never mind. We ain't gonna skip this one. I was talking about the next video after this one. Nancy Grace battles 2 Chainz over pot. We're definitely playing this one.
keep saying I'm showing one video, but I want you to look at this.
Oh yeah, Jeremiah, take a hitter.
is it because he's black?
It might be because he's black. I think this might be the last video that we play as well. Alright, I'm gonna take my hitter. And then I'm gonna light a cigarette. And we're gonna watch this video.
I low-key want that jacket though that he's wearing.
I wouldn't wear it, but I could see you wearing it.
I don't know. I sleep
You
in that
wear shit
motherfucker
like
at
that.
least. Man, fuck you.
This is a guy named Melvin Blevins. Let's see the video, Liz, please. Where he goes and he pawns his camcorder. And let me show you. Look. Look. This is what they find on his camcorder. Check it out. That's him forcing his 2-year-old to smoke pot.
Well, I got something
so
for
it's
you.
not.
What an awful fucking parent.
Yeah.
He should not be allowed to have children.
He should be in jail.
He should be in jail. That's
drugging a person.
Yeah.
That's drugging a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean pot should be illegal. That just means some idiot is being irresponsible with it and shouldn't have children.
Literally. Oh, I mean, and also like, that's a very young child.
Yeah.
Very young child. That could have been alcohol. Like there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Quite a few children have gotten like
Whenever
had a grandfather, uncle, somebody like, yo, take a sip of this. That
Yeah.
like that's.
Yeah.
That happens like a lot.
I ain't trying to shit on my great uncle or anything, but he did that to me, and
Yeah.
then I'd take a sip of it, spit it. I don't think you should go to fucking jail for that. Smoking pot's different. She's getting high.
Yeah.
She's definitely getting high.
You're not getting drunk off a little
Yeah, you're not getting
stale ass beer.
Or you're not like most kids don't even fucking swallow it. Most
No.
kids spit it out. Everybody chuckles, and it's a good fucking
Look at him.
little barbecue
yeah.
shit, right?
But that's
also alcohol's been given to children who are teething, which is that will get your child drunk. I don't know if you know that, but it absorbs through the gums because they're teething and there's cuts and shit.
Yeah, now
And
they
it gets
use
into the
sugar
bloodstream.
to get them addicted to sugar.
That
So, yeah.
should be legal in my opinion. That happened to me when I was a young baby, so that's why I'm an alcoholic. I'm just joking. But yeah. Anyways, this man's an irresponsible fucking parent, and he should have his child taken away. It has nothing to do with pot. Like, he's being irresponsible with the drug.
Pot is just
It could happen with anything.
Yeah,
She
it's-
could be smoking a cigarette.
It's the tool of his irresponsibility.
Yeah.
Like, he was irresponsible.
Exactly.
Just one.
I got something for you. I got something for you, Nancy. Let me tell you now.
I'm ready.
I'm from the urban community. I'm from the inner city, and pawn shops are associated with a drug known as crack. Most of the time, when people pawn things, it's not to buy a sack of marijuana. It's to feed a high that's much.
Oh shit, dude! I got a story though. It's a quick story though, because we only have like 6 minutes left on the podcast, I think.
Yeah.
Because like my phone, I record the shit on my phone, and then I don't have much space on my phone, so I only have so much time to record, right? Anyways, yeah, I pawned stuff off to buy weed.
Wow.
Yeah, I pawned off my PS2 and a few video games.
I've never done. I mean, I've sold shit or gotten.
Yeah.
Came up on money. It wasn't like for weed, but
I never
eventually
to be fair to me though, I never played the shit. It was my childhood PS2, but I hadn't
Oh my
touched the
God.
shit in a decade.
But I don't know. I've whatever. Here, I've recently sold my PS4.
It's the only time it's ever
Yeah,
happened.
I recently sold my PS4. That wasn't for weed. I bought weed
But yeah.
later, but like it wasn't intentionally for weed.
I legit hit him up because my boss wanted a PS4 for a kid, and I was like, because his broke, and then I was like, I know someone with a PS4 doesn't really play it, so I text him, and then he sells it to her, right? So like, he just has the money lying around, and then he buys weed, but so that he doesn't really count, but.
But you're in there like I have these wedding rings.
No, no, but seriously, I went into the pawn shop and sold my PS2 and those games with the intention I'm getting weed tonight, because I was broke and I wasn't working much back then. It was when I first got the job at McHugh's and shit. I shouldn't have said that, but whatever.
More strenuous than a strain of weed. So I feel like that person was probably had a problem deeper than weed.
Okay,
And that's a problem there. But maybe they was high on crack when they was doing that footage right there.
Well, I know this. They were high on weed. I know that.
I know
and when
crack
they
too.
searched,
So, yeah, he's irresponsible and he shouldn't have children. And all because you're a pot smoker and you have children, that does not make you irresponsible. This man who, even if you smoke pot in front of your kids outside, I don't really see that as a harmful thing. In the same room, that's
Outside,
different.
yeah,
Outside,
same room.
it's different. Like you at a barbecue, you smoking a joint, kids are outside, they don't know what it is.
Or they do. I knew what it was.
Some of them do. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. Inside's a different story. Don't smoke weed in front of your kids inside. And honestly, you probably should strive not to smoke weed in front of your kids.
Yeah, or be like super fucking high in front of your kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But there are responsible ways to get high and have children.
Literally. Yeah.
the man's home, they didn't find crack. They didn't find heroin.
Because he couldn't afford
found
it. He been
weed.
pawning it.
Okay, do you have a hair of evidence that says that man who was pled guilty on these charges had a crack problem? No.
Yeah.
You're just like pulling that out of the air because you know somebody that pawned something to get crack. All right, you can get a five.
Do you
can get
say
a
he has
bag.
a weed problem?
I think what 2 Chainz is really saying is that, again, I don't speak for 2 Chainz, but I think he's saying that your argument is ridiculous, so I'm going to pull out an even more ridiculous argument to counter that argument. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what's going on, Nancy.
Yes, he did.
Did you see him smoking weed? Let's go to you. You know you good. Did you see him smoking weed on that? Let's pull the footage back up. Call him up, Nancy.
Go right ahead, my man. Let's roll the video.
Who was actually shooting this? Let's go to court. Who was actually holding the camera?
That I don't know, but I see him forcing his baby to smoke pot.
Are you sure it's him forcing the baby?
Yes.
You know it's not a babysitter? Maybe it's a babysitter. Maybe it's an uncle. Maybe it's a brother.
I see his hand, and what you're doing right now, you're running all around me to try. It's too late. He's already pled guilty. Reasonable doubt is over
I would
in
have
this
taken
case.
the trial, but I would have taken the trial. But
Okay, there he is smoking pot. There he is, and there he is giving the kid pot. So my point to you is, you say that there are reasonable people that can smoke pot, use pot, and they won't involve their children. Nobody else is going to get hurt. But what about these people? That's what makes me keep...
Yeah, they're the exception that should be in jail. Like, what? Like, yeah, irresponsible parents exist.
You say people can be responsible, but what about irresponsible people?
What about, like, cars?
Like, what?
What about parents leaving their children in hot-ass cars for hours on end? Should we ban fucking cars?
Or smoking cigarettes in the car with
the children. Secondhand smoke. Should we ban cigarettes? I don't think so. Some people do because they're retards. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about this stupid ass shit. I guess I'll let her.
Arguing about this 2 Chainz. People like this. This guy, Melvin Blevins.
It's the same thing
Melvin Blevins. This bitch make it up?
Alright. Maybe. But fuck Melvin Blevins. Fuck Nancy Grace. 2 Chainz, you could have had a little better argument. I'm just saying. I think there was another video with him too, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, all because a parent is irresponsible with weed doesn't mean that weed should be illegal. People can be irresponsible with literally anything. There's fat ass fucking 5-year-olds because their parents feed them McDonald's every fucking day.
Literally, yes.
And soda every fucking drink. Which you shouldn't drink soda. Like, that's still a bad habit for me because my parents feed me soda, right? Which I don't like. Again, I don't hold any negative feelings about that towards my parents. But there's other things. Anyways, I have I still drink 5 sodas a day. That's harmful to my health, right? And I know that, but they're good. So
you're irresponsible. We should ban sodas.
And if I didn't do drugs, I'd be fat as fuck just like the rest of them. But
what drugs are you doing to make you skinny, Luke?
You have to take a guess on that one. But yeah, I guess this is the end of the podcast. I think it went by pretty well. If you liked it, like the video, subscribe, and comment what you fucking thought. Also, fuck you, Nancy Grace.
Peace.